What up? Yeah, it's me, KNG, giving you the facts. Maybe not the facts, maybe the opinions. But we're going to definitely open that thing up and talk about it. Let's go ahead and put it on the table, right? Let's go ahead and smack that thing where it's at. Are women in a better, more advantageous position in the sexual marketplace or in um, the society as a whole than men? And I say sexual marketplace because they have the ability to choose, where we play the numbers game, and we continue to play the numbers game probably all of our lives, right? Because it takes a whole bunch of sperm, but only one gets in. So we play the numbers game, you know, for our life and to the next one, right? Uh, when we talk about women being in a position of authority when it comes to the sexual marketplace, the um, the women ultimately choose who they would lay down with. For the most part, there are always outliers and horrendous situations, but for the most part, now you have these women who choose partners based off of what? What is the reasoning behind selecting a partner? And then, what is the reasoning for conceiving? You know what I mean? Like, these these are questions that we have to get to, especially in our community. We have to get to them because uh, there is just total conflict, right? You got women talking about niggas ain't shit. Niggas talking about bitches ain't shit. And at the end of the day, what happens is so much trauma, so much um, heartache, pain, suffering, determination, scarcity, um, and loss of life in our community that it's something to baffle at, right? But it is what it is. So we can't say it doesn't happen. It does happen. What we need to do is figure out not that how it happens, but how the mechanisms happen that we need to then correct. So if it's turning the wrong way, how do we tweak it to turn the right way? Um, when you talk about this, you talk about women that have children because they want to be loved. So, two questions. Um, one question is why do you conceive? Second question is, um, why do you pick that mate? Right. So, women have the ability to choose, and that choice they have Two choices: conception and partner. First, why do you conceive? She just wants to be loved. Didn't feel the love, right? What is love? I have my own definition of love, but I don't even know what to use for a definition of love at this point. But we'll say that she didn't feel um, emotionally cared for, and her voice wasn't heard. Her um, emotions weren't acknowledged. Right? So we have that on one end. On the other end, uh, she has a baby so that she can feel love because she feels that her baby is going to love her unconditionally. So the simple fact of having a baby puts more light and more positive vibes your way. When a woman's pregnant, she is going to go through um, all type of body changes, situations, what have you. But people are going to acknowledge her pregnancy, and by that acknowledge her identity or self. You know, just by simple fact that they're mentioned. Oh, you're pregnant. Oh, blah 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 blah. You know, acknowledging her that attention that she's been seeking as far as acknowledgement is being now given just by being pregnant. So she is uh, literally getting what she wanted, you know, in this uh, incubation period, you know. So, and then she has the baby. Now she's a new mother, blah, 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 XYZ. No one cares about her anymore. It's about the baby. It's actually, it actually goes, oh, look at the baby. Uh-huh. May not even acknowledge the mother, right? She sees that the attention is still there, but it's now offset. It's directed differently, you know. And a lot of this times, this is what caused, uh, in some cases, the post mortem, postpartum, oh, mortem, right? Rick and Morty. Anyway, so they have that being not the center of attention anymore, but taking second fiddle to their child, who ultimately was supposed to make them feel loved, is now taking any attention away from them that they had while carrying. Um, so rewind it back. Why did she choose a partner? So choosing a partner when you are young and impressionable um, are going to choose partners that you're going to choose not knowing any better. So it's going to be based off of natural, environmental outcomes. So who is the most sought after? Who is the most desired? Um, so you make them your highest priority because other people want them, and you feel like, hey, having them is an accomplishment, right? But it's really not having them; it's them having you, them being you being with them, right? Not necessarily them being with you. It's crazy, but it works out like that. So you give yourself so they can have you, and it could be the person that is the cutest, the best dressed, the high school football team, basketball team, um, you know, the cool kid in your friend circle. When you get to college, or your your neighborhood drug dealer, right? So it could be anybody who has attention, who is garnering attention. Anybody that you see that people focus in and listen to them, or they make decisions and people act them out, you're going to be drawn towards, right? That's that's the dynamic of a woman. She is drawn towards the people who are in positions of assumed power, right? So women are attracted to power, powerful men. How does she see, and what's synonymous with power? Influence. Influence is power. Power is influence, right? So you might not have power, but you have influence. Isn't that the same thing? So if you have influence in your friend circle, if you have influence on your football team, on your streets, on your corner, on your uh, block, on your church, team club, or whatever the fact is, whatever you feel like you could have influence over other people, women are going to be attracted to that man. And that's why they make the wrong decision early in life, and they say it was wrong because you're attracted to somebody who had um, he had influence, but the environment was so skewed, or the environment was artificial. You know what I mean? Like, you had power in the streets, you had influence in the streets, you're a street dude. She liked that you had influence and power. She chooses to give herself to you. You have her. She gets pregnant. You get sent off. Oh, I made a mistake. Or um, yeah, he was man I met, thought he was a good man. He was somebody in the friend group who seemed to have some sway, some influence, and you were attracted to that. Bam, boom. Things happen. Bam, boom. I was young, so that means that his influence didn't necessarily show you a career path or any type of identifiers for future events or outcomes, right? So it wasn't like you said you looked for what could transpire, what could this man become. You seen the influence that he garnered at that stage in life, and accepted that as would be the runner of his life. You know what I mean? So that's why people like Kevin Samuels and others talk about younger women being with older men, because older men are more established. So when they have their influence, their influence is going to be throughout the remainder of their lives, right? So um, older younger woman gets with an older man, that man is going to have the path planned out for the rest of his life. He's not making it up as he goes. But the young man who doesn't have anything together but has some swagger and influence among his peer group might not know what he's doing tomorrow. But because of that, she chooses, and now she made a mistake, right? So we also have things like um, she wanted to have a baby that was light skinned, so she went and got a light skinned man or a white man or what have you. Somebody um, that could change a baby's hair texture, right? This is definitely what happens in some situations. Um, so they could choose for that reason alone. Hey, you light skinned. I want a light skinned baby, right? So those were the two meet. You know, who to choose with, who to procreate with. So just a little food for thought, man. Just wanted to come on here and share that. I got some more kind of relationship things I wanted to share, but this one is definitely an eye opener as far as um, the authority in sexual relationships is the woman. How does she choose and um, who to mate or who to be a partner with, who to mate with? You know what I mean? Things like this. Um, but give me your feedback. Let me know how it goes. Deuce.